Have you ever been told you have a dense breast on a mammogram? You wonder what that really means? Well, I just finished up a breast reduction here, and what I want to show you, using the tissue that I removed from this breast during the breast reduction to make this breast smaller and to lift it, I want to show you what a dense breast looks like using that tissue. So come on with me. Okay, so this is some of the tissue. This is the skin, and then this is the underlying breast tissue and fat. Okay, so this is the overlying skin. When we do a breast reduction, remove some skin, along with the underlying breast, which is composed of fat. If you look at this little area here, this is fat. And these types of things, these are some ligaments, and this is some breast tissue. And you can see it here a little bit better in this piece. These are tissue that we're going to discard. We're going to have this go to pathology. They're going to look at it. But here, if you look here, you'll see what breast really is. It's a composition of fat and breast tissue. And actually, if you look right here, you see this little thing here, that little dark thing? It's kind of a blue, greeny, black thing. That's actually a breast cyst. And so we find cysts very commonly when we do operations. She's got a really milder one right here too. Now, if you have a dense breast, it's because the tissue is very solid, because there's a lot of breast tissue in here. This white material here, and it feels firm and it feels hard. And that will give you a dense, heavy breast. Whereas if your breast has more fat in it, and it's just mostly this yellow, then it's going to be not as dense, and it's going to be lighter feeling to you. But she does have dense breasts. This tissue, if we look at this tissue here, this is very, very dense. There's a lot of breast tissue mixed in with the fat, but it's got a heavier amount, a greater amount of breast tissue compared to fat, and so that's what makes her breast very dense. So that's just a little tiny cyst here that we see commonly in breast tissue. You don't really need to do anything about them because they're benign, they're not hurting anyone, they're not cancerous. And here's another cyst. If you look here, there's a little tiny one. And that's why sometimes patients will say, oh, I've had a mammogram and I found a cyst, can you remove that when you do a breast augmentation or breast lift? Well, these are so tiny and they're hard to see that there's no way you can find them. And there's no need to remove them anyway. But that's it. That's what I want to talk to you today about, is the density of breast tissue. So if you get a mammogram and they say your tissue is dense, because you have a high amount of breast tissue relative to the fat.